Friends, thanks for watching again. Today we're going to have a look at Mark chapter 3, verses 1 to 12. As always, let's start by reading the Bible together. So please open up your Bibles or listen in as I read the Bible in English. Now, Jesus entered the synagogue again, and a man was there who had a paralyzed hand. In order to accuse him, they were watching him closely to see whether he would heal him on the Sabbath. He told the man with the paralyzed hand, "Stand before us." Then he said to the crowd, "Is it lawful on the Sabbath to do what is good or to do what is evil, to save life or to kill?" But they were silent. After looking around at them with anger and sorrow at the hardness of their hearts, he told the man, "Stretch out your hand." So he stretched it out, and his hand was restored. Immediately the Pharisees went out and started plotting with the Herodians against him, how they might destroy him. Now Jesus departed with his disciples to the sea, and a large crowd followed from Galilee and Judea, Jerusalem, Idumea, beyond the Jordan, and around Tyre and Sidon. The large crowd came to him because they heard about everything he was doing. Then he told his disciples to have a small boat ready for him, so the crowd would not crush him. Since he had healed many, all who had diseases were pressing toward him to touch him. Whenever the unclean spirits saw him, they possessed fell down before him and cried out, "You are the Son of God." And he would strongly warn them not to make him known. Now, friends, this again is another wonderful passage where we learn more about who Jesus really is. And remember, this is the important thing when we read Mark's Gospel. Mark is challenging us. He is asking us to think for ourselves and ask the question, who is Jesus? You see, remember, Mark thinks that Jesus is the Son of God. He tells us at the very beginning, chapter 1, verse 1. And now, Mark is asking us to think for ourselves, do we think that Jesus is the Son of God? And this time, Jesus enters the synagogue, the Jewish temple again, and he sees there a man with a paralyzed hand, a man with a hand that doesn't work. And the people that are there with him, those Pharisees, those religious leaders, they want to trick him, they want to accuse him, they want to show that he is wrong. And so they wait and see whether, again, on a Sabbath, on that day when you're not meant to do work, you're meant to think about God and keep praising God. On that day, they wait and see whether Jesus will heal this man, because that would be doing work, and then they have trapped him. But Jesus, he asks a very important question. He has the man stand in front of everyone, and he asks this question: is it lawful, is it really what the law is about on the Sabbath, to do what is good or to do what is evil? Is it more important to save a life or to kill a life? And this is a really important question, and you see, the Pharisees don't know how to answer. They can't. They can't say it's more important to kill than to save. They can't say evil is better than good. But also, they are trying to trap Jesus. They want him not to save the man, because if he saves the man, then he is doing something that is not lawful according to the Sabbath. You see, Jesus has asked the important question, like we learned last time, about the law. The law is not a set of rules and regulations. The law is God who loves us, telling us the best way for us to live. And so the law is about saving life. The law is about doing good. And Jesus is showing that the Pharisees are doing the opposite. And of course, Jesus, he says, "Stretch out your hand." And the man's hand was healed just with those words from Jesus. And the Pharisees and the Herodians are so angry that they think together about how they might destroy him, how they might kill him. And then we go to the next scene, and Jesus then goes with his disciples to the sea. And There are people from all over the place: Galilee, Judea, Jerusalem, Idumea, Jordan, Tyre, Sidon. All these people, they are gathering around Jesus because they heard all the wonderful miracles that Jesus was doing. They knew how powerful Jesus was. And in fact, Jesus has to ask the disciples to have a boat ready for him so that he doesn't get crushed, because everyone's trying to touch him so that they can be healed. And in fact, even the people with unclean spirits, when they see him, they fall to the ground and they scream out, "You are the Son of God." The people who are evil spirit possessed, the people who have an evil spirit in them, those evil spirits, they can't help but see the Son of God and fall down and cry out, "You are the Son of God." And this is very important for us, because these two scenes, they help us again to see who Jesus is. You see, first we see that Jesus is a powerful teacher who really understands God. He knows God's law. He knows why God gave his law. And he is here to help the people to see the truth about how we can be friends with God, how we can truly show that we love God, how we can obey those laws that God has given us because he loves us. You see, the Pharisees, the religious teachers, the leaders, they were not doing the right thing. They were putting burdens, they were putting weight onto the people of God by making them do things that God did not want them to do. God is not someone who makes people follow strict rules. God is someone who gives us laws because he loves us, so that we as people can live the best way, the way that God created us to live, that God made us to live. And Jesus is the one who shows us that, in fact, the laws are made to save life. The laws are a good thing. And Jesus is the one who is going to do good, who is going to save life. Now, Jesus does a miracle by healing this man. All he says is, "Stretch out your hand," and the man's hand is healed. Doesn't touch him, doesn't do anything else. And so we then see that Jesus is a powerful man who can heal. We've seen this already and we see it again. And in case we wonder who has that sort of power to heal, when we get to the next scene, not only is Jesus so powerful that all the crowds from all over the place are coming to just touch him. And so he's so powerful that the crowds are coming so quickly that he has to get on a boat so that he doesn't get crushed, because everyone wants to see and everyone wants to encounter and see Jesus face to face. But as though that wasn't enough, those with evil spirits in them, they cry out, "You are the Son of God." Just like we heard last time, in Mark's Gospel, again we see those evil spirits, the ones that are not the Spirit of God, even they know who Jesus is. Jesus is the Son of God. And they cry out, "You are the Son of God." And so you see, what we learn again is that Jesus is the Son of God. Just like Mark said, remember? Jesus is the Son of God. The Son of God who comes into the world to show us how we can be friends with God, how we can be in relationship with God. He shows us what God's laws are really about. It's about God loving us and us loving God and doing what is best in God's sight, because that will also be best for us. You see, Jesus comes to save life, not to kill.